Oliver's Famous Clam Chowder by Aaron O'Riordan. Chapter 1. Natalie emerged from the bathroom, clean and naked. Matthew was right where she'd left him, sprawled out on the bed. His eyes were glazed. He seemed to be staring straight ahead, but if Natalie looked closely, she could see that he was actually staring at his still erect penis. Meditating, she was sure, on how she just rocked his world, or wishing that there was time for a second round, as she was. Natalie went to her lingerie drawer and selected a matching bra and pair of panties. She put them on. As she walked over to her closet, Natalie kept her eyes on Matthew. How content he looked. She would have liked nothing more than to climb back into bed and press the entire length of her body against his. The smell of their mingled fluid still hung heavy in the air. She paused, considering burying her nose in the sweat-dampened black hair of Matthew's chest. He surprised her by speaking. "When will the hags get here?" he asked. She couldn't suppress a laugh. "Half an hour," she said. She took the gray silk sheath dress from its padded hanger and slipped it over her head. Dressed, she knelt on the bed and kissed Matthew's rough cheek. "But you shouldn't really talk that way about Martha and Kelly." "I'll be ready," Matthew said, ignoring the second part. As he turned to face her, Matthew smiled, and Natalie's heart fluttered. That smile promised so much. But what it promised would have to wait for later. "I've got to check on the roast," Natalie said. Matthew nodded. Still hard as a diamond, he rose from the bed and took his turn in the shower. Natalie paused to put on her makeup in the vanity mirror. Her long chocolate-brown hair hung straight down, and she left it that way, adding only a choker of black freshwater pearls. She stepped into her shoes. In the kitchen, she discovered that the roast was coming along nicely. It was tender, without a hint of dryness. She checked on the liquid refreshments next. The bottle of dark red liquid rested in the warmer, held at perfect body temperature. Natalie's mouth watered, but she resisted the temptation to pop the cork and take a taste. Matthew came in moments later, dressed in a loose-fitting white shirt and black pants. He came up behind Natalie and wrapped his arms around her. She eased back into him, inhaling his scent. "You look beautiful," Matthew said into her ear, "and the food smells delicious." "I need to put out the appetizers," Natalie said, suddenly remembering. She didn't want to break free of Matthew's arms. He let her go reluctantly, turning to stare out the window. It was a cloudless night, making the tiny sliver of the waning crescent moon stand out brilliantly. "Why did we make plans with Martha and Kelly tonight?" Matthew said out loud to himself. Natalie knew what he meant. Nights like this were designed for lovers. She was meant to stay in bed with Matthew until the sun crested over the hills. She felt a small stab of regret as she lifted the black and white serving tray from the refrigerator. She set the tray of neatly arranged pinwheels of smoked salmon and soft white cheese on the bar. The doorbell rang, and Matthew went to answer it. Natalie followed him. Martha and Kelly crowded the door, huddled together. Kelly clung to Martha, but as Matthew greeted them, Martha dropped Kelly's hand. "Good evening, ladies," Matthew said. "Come in." End of excerpt. Find this audiobook on Apple Books.